Welcome to the Moms Partnership, Western Massachusetts Moms Partnership, and this is the Moms Stress Management course. So for some of you who've been in person through the course, you might want to review the classes again, and for those of you who missed some of the classes, this is a great opportunity for you to fill that in. So let's just start with class number 1, which is an introduction to the whole program and also to talk a little bit more about stress. So we'll do a little bit about the purpose of the course. We'll do an overview of the course. We talk about some of the guidelines which you did participate in when you were there present in the class. And then we're going to talk about what is stress, types of stress, stressors that affect your mood. And our whole purpose is to help you be in charge of your mood and your personal reality and your mood. That's what's happening around you. And how this course can help you, because that's our main part. And I'll talk a little bit about the homework. It's not required, but if you're going to learn new skills and you're going to employ the skills, it's going to make a change in your life. So we want to take a look at the ways we manage life and stress in our lives and to improve our moods. So again, your manual has all of this. There's the introduction, there's the purpose of the course that you can take a look at, ways to manage your reactions to stress. Everybody's got stress, and what we want to be able to do is to give you the skills that are going to make life a little bit easier. When we take a look at the whole course, this is just class number 1. The next class number 2, is going to be about thoughts and your mood, and we're going to give you some skills on how you can manage that. Class 3 is fixing unhelpful thoughts and increasing helpful thoughts. Sounds really simple, and it is, but sometimes not easy. So learning the skills are what's going to make it beneficial to you. We'll talk about activities and our mood in class number 4. Class number 5 is how we respond to others. Others in our world are really important, and if we know how we're going to respond or we have some skills on that response, it also helps calm the stress. Because let's face it, others cause us lots of stress. Problem solving. We all have problems, and we've got tools and skills and strategies that are going to help you solve problems, which make a difference in your life and the lives of your kids. Problem solving has an impact on your mood, because if you can solve the problem, you're going to feel better. Effective communication is something that we don't talk about very often, but how you communicate is really important. And class number 8, which will be our graduation class, can't believe it's over so fast, we're going to talk about social supports, planning for the future, and your graduation. So welcome to the Moms Partnership. The class number 1 guidelines in your book are written up, and you're more than welcome to look at them over and over. The main point I want to make is that your participation is critical. So if you're willing to practice the skills, you're going to walk away with a rich bag of tools that are going to help make life easier. Now we're going to really talk about what the meat of the program is, and that is what is stress. So stress is something we all experience, all of us. Stress is what we feel when situations, events, or people make demands on your body and on your mind. And stress many times can land in your body, and you can feel it. In class, we share a lot of ideas and strategies. Moms talk about the headache, moms talk about the stomach ache, the backache, sometimes arthritis, don't want to get out of bed, dealing with your kids. So stress shows up in a variety of ways, and your body holds on to that stress. We want to show you ways that you can calm the stress so that it's not taking a big chunk out of your own life. Stress is your body's natural reaction to facing something demanding, challenging, or threatening. So part of us needs to take a look at the fact that stress can be positive or it can be negative. And you've got a page in your manual that talks about the types of stress, positive and negative stress. The positive could be when stress is brief, mild, and manageable, it can provide opportunities to learn new skills or to gain self-confidence. And even when you've been given a surprise party, initially that could be stressful, but it's a positive stress. Or getting ready for an event, or getting your kids off to the first day of school. That could be stressful, but it also can be positive. It's the negative stress that we really want to help you figure out how to calm and mitigate in your life. So the kinds of stress we focus on in this course is not easily managed, and it is stress that is prolonged or frequent and often intense. And you can begin to think about some of the things that have caused you a major amount of stress in your life. So on the next page, we're going to look at stressors that affect your mood. So your mood and how you feel is impacted by the stress in your life. And stressors are what bring about the feeling of stress. A stressor may be an event or a situation or maybe even a person that happens once or more than that in a consistent way, and it keeps happening. So maybe I've heard moms say that my kids stress me out, or my work stress me out, or the bills stress me out. So those stressors begin to accumulate. And what are some of the stressors that affect your mood? And in the boxes, they talk about time can be a stressor. Relationships that you have with your partner, with your kids can be a stressor. Money problems can be a stressor. Some of the other things that they talk about moms would contribute would be, say, health issues could be a stressor. Someone who is in critical health can be a stressor. I've got moms in the programs who are the sandwich generation, so they've got their folks that they're dealing with and they've got the kids that they're dealing with, and that feels like it's pushing on both ends, become a stressor. Sometimes friends can become stressors because your relationship would break down. And a big stressor is not taking care of yourself, so your own physical, being exhausted, being tired, that consistent stress is really going to have an impact on your life. We've talked a lot about stress, and now we want to move on to the next section, which is your personal reality and your mood, which is on page 1.9. So taking a look at your personal reality, and it's divided into two parts. Your internal part, which is what you think, your thoughts, what you focus on, and what you feel inside. We sometimes forget to be aware of that. And awareness is one of the key points in the class. You'll become more aware of who you are and what's going on in your world. The external world is what goes on around you and outside of you. What you do, your activities, what happens to you and around you, outside events, how you relate to others, and how you express what you feel. That's the external world. So your personal reality, divided into two worlds, your internal and your external, has an impact on how you feel and what your mood is. So notice that mood belongs to both worlds. You express how you feel to the outside world, but there are also parts of how you feel that only you know. How many of us have been dealing with our kids and we're not feeling, comfortable or easy or whatever that might take, and we make the kids feel okay in a situation. So there's a disconnect with what we're doing and what we're saying, and it's not in conjunction with each other. Or we're feeling really aggravated and agitated, but at the same time, we want to be calm and confident so that we can help our kids do whatever they have to do. When mom was talking about feeling really anxious about sending her kindergarten kid to school, my baby is going to school, so she's feeling uncertain, but she wants her youngster to feel confident. So she's got this conflict between those worlds. So in your manual, I'm going to show you here, you can see that your personal reality can be your internal world, which is going to have an impact on your external world, which is going to have an impact on the activities, because that's your external world. So the activities that you're going to do are going to impact your mood, and your mood is going to impact your thoughts, which is your internal world. So your ability to be aware of what you're thinking and what's happening is going to help you understand that you have control over that stress impact and that you can make a difference. So what happens around you today, the things that are going on around you, have an impact on how you think and what your thoughts are. that's going to make an impact on your mood. So if you turn the page to 1.10, we're going to look at how this course can help you. So take a look at the seesaw, which is the sources of stress. And stress can bring us down. And it's possible to manage stress by balancing that seesaw. So at the bottom of the page, it talks about the sources of stress, and we listed them, whether it's money or health or communication or what's happening in our situation, the sources of our stress. What can we do to help balance the stress? And we're going to look at supportive people in our lives. We're going to look at healthy activities. And the key is we're going to look at healthy thoughts. We're going to give you skills and strategies and ways to manage unhealthy thoughts and turn them into healthy thoughts, which is going to make a difference on the internal part of your life and in your body and help you begin to lift your mood. So when your mood is lifted, you have more energy to get involved in activities which are going to help reduce the stress. So all of the skills that you're going to learn in the class are going to be really dealt with and held in your best interest. So the more you practice, the more comfortable you're going to be and the easier it's going to be. So of course, we've got something that we're going to call homework or practice, or to help you get involved with noticing what your mood is all about. So on page 1.11, it's called the Quick Mood Scale. Now, this is an excellent piece of information that you're going to integrate into your life. And what we're asking you to do is to check in with yourself on a daily basis between now and the next time you would meet in the course. But I'm suggesting you become used to doing it on a regular basis. So at the end of the day, you want to ask yourself, what kind of mood did you have during the day? And it doesn't have to be all day long because your mood is going to change, but pick a moment that you remember. 1 on the scale is the worst thing that could happen. You just feel terrible. It's the worst, it's worse than average. And that would be the number 1 mood. And then the number 5 is kind of average, neutral. And number 10 would be the best. So it's a scale of 1 to 10. 10 would be you hit the lottery, and so you're all set. Or your daughter comes home and tells you what a great mom you are. It doesn't have to be anything major. It could be as simple as that. And 1 could be you've heard some really bad news about someone that you love, or you stubbed your toe and you're just feeling terrible. You get to choose. This is for you to be aware of. So use the scale, practice it, do it on a regular basis, and you all know that you have access to the Moving Forward group, the 2 women right now, Heather and Victoria, who are working with all of the moms, because if you're in the program, you have access to them. And I want to remind you, you have access to them for 2 years. They're available to you for resources. They'll help you decide what you want to do next. So even after you finish the course, you can get in touch with them. But you can also share with them what you're noticing about yourself. The more aware you are of your own mood, and the easier it is for you to implement the skills, life is meant to be easy and effortless until it's not. And then we figure out how to bring ourselves out of that so that we can be joyful and take care of ourselves. Thanks for watching.